So this is a basic haircut, something different instead of one of those bald fades we always do. He typically does a 2 on top and then a low bald fade on the sides, but because of the whole quarantine status, no haircuts, you can grow the top out. So instead of doing a bald fade on the side, we're actually just gonna do a 1. But the biggest thing with him is he likes to keep it round on the sides here. So we gotta keep it real low and make sure we keep that shape going. So it's gonna be a quick one today. So here, he likes to keep it out and then come in. Instead of a box look, a round look. Yeah, or mid to low, I would say. So yeah, we're gonna do a mid to low. So typically I end with a 1.5 guard, wall 1.5, but on his haircut, we're gonna actually end with a 2, and then the rest we're gonna shear over comb, or you can clipper over comb if you would like. So, and with his cut, you have to kind of flick out at the end here. And we're just kind of debulking right now. Keeping it very, very low. All right, now once we kind of debulk, we're gonna take our 1, lever open, and we're gonna set the line in really low here. And then again, flick out on all of these guards. It just makes it easier to blend in because you're blending in such a small area. And here I'm closing, and I'm just doing the 1 at the very edge here. Kind of using my corners. And we'll do that all the way around. All right, now, once we get that done, we're gonna do our 1.5. Wall 1.5. If you're on Andis, you would go straight from the 1 to the 2. They don't have a 1.5. And then lever open, kind of flick out. We're just kind of loosening up that last little line. There shouldn't be much with the line because he does have white hair. So we're just kind of cleaning that last little bit up. Once you do that, close the lever, use your corners, and then kind of flick out. And a lot of this style haircut is a lot of...
I showed you the shot. You got debunked, bro. You're done.
That's...
Yeah, he's like, what?
So now we're going back to the 2 guard, and we're just going to clean it up. You don't want to do much here. I have the lever open, and we're just going to kind of clean stuff up. Here we're going to detail before we start our shear over comb. And then kind of come to the front. Especially on this style haircut, you want to make sure both sides line up. Both sides that are kind of coming out line up. All right, so since we evened everything up, cleaned it up, my barber teacher always taught me do everything dry before wet. So a lot of people wait till the end to kind of clean the neck up. We're gonna do it now before we touch our shears. Get our clippers out of the way. And he does like a taper in the back. All right, now we're just gonna do a basic taper in the back. All right, once we clean everything up, his lines are cleaned up, we are going to do some shear over comb. So, and while we're doing this, you want to make sure, again, you're going out. And if you need to, ask your client to kind of lean his head out a little bit. Lean it, just kind of like that, just so you can get the right angle. So, I mean, it's really not too tough. Look down for me. Then you want to do the same thing in the back. But because we ended with a 2 guard, which is a pretty long guard, it should be fairly easy to blend. And a lot of people would recommend to wet his hair before you do this, and that's not a bad idea. Right now I kind of just want it dry so I can see what it looks like immediately, because wet hair does kind of lie to you. All right, once you think you're done, kind of come to the front, make sure again everything's even. See, this side here is a little lower. Again, check the front. Yeah, see, that's better. So we are gonna add a little bit of texture to the top, because you kind of put the front up a little bit, right?
Yeah. And if there's product and it's messy, you know, the front just kind of spikes up.
Okay. So when we do that, you want the hair to be dry. And a lot of people, they'll kind of take it and they'll try to put point cuts in, you know, a 1/2 inch of hair, and that's not doing anything. So you want to make sure you get a good chunk, and the bigger the point cuts and the fewer you do, the better. So don't try to do a lot little ones. You just want like 3 kind of big chops and you're good. And go around the whole head and just you want to blow all that excess hair off. Then I think what we're going to try today, we're going to style his hair, but we're going to use the uppercut styling powder and see if his hair is long enough. It gives that texture kind of look. Here I'm just kind of detailing things, making sure there's no ridges. All right, now we're gonna use some of this. And so with his hair, because his hair wants to lay down, what I would recommend is to use some of this styling powder, and then Uppercut makes a matte pomade. You just want to take a tiny bit and kind of put it in the front. But here you just want to sprinkle it in a little bit. Sprinkle it all around, and then you want to get it to drop to his roots. Make sure it drops down to his roots. I mean, you can already see it catching. All right, once you get that in, take a little bit of this. This is the matte pomade. It's got the green lid. I mean, and you only need a tiny, tiny bit. Kind of mix it up, and then we're gonna put a little bit in the front, just to get that front kind of up. And then we want his hair to lay down, but also give it a textured feel. And that's basically the cut. Alright guys, I appreciate you watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I know it was just a basic cut, but I think it's good to learn.